Hey everybody, I'm back. Today's another episode of Book Talk, and we're talking about the last book in the Seabury series, Until the End. And there's also the Vincent Boys and Brothers. I will get to those once I reread the Vincent Boys, and then when I read the Vincent Brothers. But tomorrow's going to be a new episode on a different book that I have. So, let's begin, shall we? They were meant to be together. Trisha Cobain has always known how to hide a bruise. With her mama's boyfriends unable to keep their hands off her, she had no choice. And as long as it meant the guys didn't go near her little brother Craig, it was worth it. But her days of dreaming that Prince Charming would ever come and rescue her are far, far in the past. Rock Taylor always had a plan. Through football, he would rise above the life he was born into. A full ride to play for a major college team was within his reach, assuming he didn't let anything get in his way, like Trisha Cobain. Trisha was every man's walking fantasy, and she wouldn't even glance his way. When Rock finally does get Trisha in his truck, it isn't fair date. It's because he picks her up on the side of the road, beaten and bruised, and walking to the hospital. Before Rock knows it, football is no longer his life. Trisha Cobain is. And he'll do anything to save her and keep her. Now, again, trigger warning for anyone that is affected by abuse. I am sorry. And if you want to click off the video, go right ahead. So, this is another one of my favorite books because it shows Trisha and Rock's life in the when they were in high school together, and then their life now. And I forgot to mention in Bad For You that Crit has ADD or ADHD, one of the two, and I think it's ADD though. So, and Trisha is the oldest out of the two, and she's protecting him. But whenever Crit would see that Trisha was getting abused, like his anger would consume him and go after, and like he would like destroy everything because his sister is his life, and that's pretty much that. Even though their mom wouldn't let anyone lay a hand on Crit because Crit is her baby boy. She didn't really care about Trisha, which totally sucks and totally isn't what a parent should do to their kids, in my opinion. And I know other people would agree with that too. So when Rock does pick her up, it's because she got like really badly beaten, and then he would come over and be like, "Yeah, I don't want anyone touching her." He would get overprotective, and they started dating, and then they got married. And in one of the earlier books, which one? I don't even know. Just for now, it says that they can't have kids. And so they adopt Preston's brothers and sister. And even though that Preston's brothers and sister know that Trisha and Rock love them, Preston will always be their number one, no matter what. But that's that book. I should mention that in that episode, but I didn't. And that's pretty much what I have to say about that. And also, at the end of this, as you can tell, it's slightly more thicker than the others, is because it has the, like, what happens after each book. Like, it doesn't, like, you know what I mean. So, I am going to talk about each and every one, because, except this one, because this one's, like, except until the end, because it already explains, like, what's going on with them at the end. So, I just have to get to the end, so that's why you're saying, okay. So for Jack and Sadie from Breathe, Jax ends up proposing to Sadie, and she says yes, and she's pregnant, and she's gonna tell him. But a scandal happens with his drummer that he thinks she's cheating on him when she's not. And then, like, pretty much everyone that works with her in the first book, and everyone that knows her, is taking her side, not his. And then once he finally, like, calms down and is like, oh crap, I messed up. And then he talks to her, they get back together. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And then for Because of Low, Okay, what happens? So Marcus's dad and his mom get back together. Now, that makes me a tad upset, as you can tell by my face, because I personally can't forgive Marcus's dad for what he did to his mom. And I know this book, but still, he cheated on his wife. And he had 2 grown kids, and it's just so, it makes me so mad that someone would do that. And, like, if you're not happy in a relationship, just leave. No matter what the thing is. Like, no matter what the issue is, just be like, yo, I don't love you anymore. I thought I did, but I don't. So, I'm gonna leave, and don't resort to cheating or doing something like that. So, moving on to Preston and Amanda from Just For Now. I will get to Cage and Eva in a minute. So, Amanda and Preston are getting married. Like, everyone is either getting married or is married and having kids. Like, holy crap, these people can't keep it in the pants. Like, oh my god. Like, this book isn't for children. It's for more teenagers. Like, I would say 13 to older. 13 plus. Is entire about breathe to the end. So, regardless. And everybody thinks that Preston is, like, Amanda sees Preston's phone and thinks that he's cheating on her, but he's actually not. There's this woman that works at a bar that they frequent, and, excuse me, she sees this text from this guy named Greg saying, oh, same place, ready to be effed. I'm trying to keep it clean. Just as hard as you did last time. My Kuka. So, yes, I had to put a Jersey Shore reference in there, people. And I'm trying to keep it clean because I don't want this to be taken off. So don't take my video off YouTube, please. I know there's, like, a lot worse content out there, but I'm trying to keep my content clean. Like, I will say ass and damn and shit, but that's completely different than what I just said. Anyways, and then Amanda's all set. Marcus is gonna go hurt Preston for hurting his little sister. I mean, what good older brother wouldn't go to jail for his little sister, right? And then, like, they talk, and they find out that it was this waitress from the bar, and that one of her friends put the phone number in to Preston's phone, but the waitress gets fired, which is good. Yeah. And then which one's this? Okay, and then wait, hold on. PC needs to get readjusted. Okay. Sorry, I just had to see if I got something right there, and I did. Okay, so misbehaving. So Jess and Jason from Misbehaving are living together, and she's about 6 months pregnant, or something like that. I don't even know how far along she is. I'll just say 6, even though I'm wrong, most likely. And she has to stay home, or she's probably in her 2nd trimester, not her 3rd. So I'll say 2nd trimester, because her nausea, her morning sickness is so bad she can't go to school, just take online classes. And Jason's mom does not like Jess, because Jess came from, like, the trailer park, and apparently she's a weight around his neck, and Jason really doesn't care. And everybody's like, oh, and Jess feels that she isn't good enough for him. But he says she is, so they get married at the end. Jason and Jess do a double wedding with Jackson Sadie, and it's so cute. And then on to, sorry, people. I'm so sorry. I should really know the pages because I've read this so bad. Crit and Blythe, I think is her name. So Blythe is married, and she's so happy, and she lives in Crit's apartment while one of Crit's friends, Green, lives in the apartment Blythe did. I think that's how I pronounced her name. I'm still butchering her name right now. And Crit is in a band, and one of the other members of the band, Maddie, his cousin, comes in. Green sleeps like they do it, pretty much, is the nicest way to say it. And then Crit is going to propose to Blythe, but when her book becomes so successful, he doesn't want her to think that, oh, he's marrying her because of the money. And then when she finds the ring, she thinks it's for Jess, because during misbehaving, during the time where Jason and Blythe, before Jess and Jason aren't together, Crit is dating Jess and he loves her, but she doesn't love him. And she thinks that Blythe thinks that the ring is for Jess, but it's not. And then when Crit and Blythe are having sex, they lose her undergarments. And then she finds the ring and she's like all upset about it. And then she's like, oh, I found the ring. And then he's like, oh, this wasn't part of the plan. I was going to have you on stage. Everyone was going to have a light. It was going to go dark. And that, yeah, it was like really cute. And Dwayne and Sienna from Hold On Tight, they have a kid, and she doesn't want Dwayne to know that she's like throwing up and everything, which is I find cute. But he's like, "You're my girl, you're my woman." Like, okay, that came out wrong. He's like, "I love you, and I'm gonna hold your hair back as you throw up." That's what I meant. And then they tell Dwayne's parents that she's pregnant with his kid. And then for Cage and Eva, like, they have this cute little girl, and I think she's pregnant with like another boy. And I kind of find it funny that the once infamous Playboy is now like, he doesn't want his daughter to date. It's cute and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.